Welcome. Today I'm here to talk about the architecture of computer. Every object in the world has its own architecture. Like the human body has its body architecture, and the car has its own architecture, and also even the buildings and the offices has its very own architecture. So it depends how the function works. The same way, computer has also a particular architecture. So that runs, actually there are two types of architectures in which the computer runs. And the first one is von Neumann architecture, and the second one is the Harvard architecture. So architecture is also known as computer's model. So let's discuss von Neumann architecture in detail first. So the von Neumann architecture was designed and developed by the great mathematician and scientist John von Neumann in the year of 1945. So most of the computers of today's world run on von Neumann architecture. And whether the mainframe or the personal computer, whatever it is, so it runs on the von Neumann architecture. So let's see first what is the particular architecture. So the architecture comes and stores in memory, in the memory, the input, and the input becomes a command and ready to process. The process fetched the command from the memory. Actually, there are two parts in the process first. The control unit, the arithmetic and logic unit. So the role of CEO is to manage the commands and input-output AL commands, and the ALU is to work the mathematical functions. So after processing complete, the control unit stores the result in the memory and display the output. So this is what the working of the von Neumann architecture. So let's discuss the component. First one is input. So it comes through the input devices like keyboard, mouse, etc. So for the memory, to memory, the data temporarily stored the memory in a memory called as random access memory. So three processes has two parts. One control, the first one is a control unit, like it's like a traffic cop. It controls and manages a process and the input output. The control unit fetch and store the data to and from the memory. So the second one is the arithmetic and the logical unit. The role of arithmetic and logical unit is to perform mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and etc. And for the output, the output is displayed through the monitor, printers, and etc. So we will also learn the working of the hardware later in detail. First of all, what is von Neumann architecture? Let's see it with an example. We enter 20 plus 20 through the keyboard. So the data is stored in the memory called as RAM and ready to process. So the control unit fetch the command and which the operation is to perform the arithmetic operation. The CU command to ALU for operation. Operation you will be performing the addition and send back the result. The result is stored in the memory and it is displayed in the output.